Here's my revelation, right? So you know how we've been having all these fraudulent votes, right? Supposed potential votes.
Yeah.
I know how they're gonna win. I know how they're gonna win the election. What
Mind
was it?
you.
What was the thing called? Something AI. BT News. BT. So let me show you how they do it, brother. Let me show you how they win. Okay. So look, Trump's gonna win Nevada and Arizona, right?
Okay.
He's gonna win North Carolina, right?
Okay.
He's gonna win Michigan. No, I won't. He's not gonna win. He gonna win Georgia. Kamal's gonna win North Carolina. She's gonna win Michigan, and he's gonna win Wisconsin.
Okay.
Now that secures him the victory, right?
Okay.
We would say, okay. Now here it comes, Kamala. Oh, we should do a recount to just before we certify the election. It's not gonna be in Pennsylvania recount. That's too obvious. It's not gonna be a Georgia recount. They did that last year,
North Carolina.
huh?
North Carolina. North Carolina recount.
No, no, no. Nevada or Arizona.
You think
Fraudulent
so?
votes. They're gonna claim. They're going. Oh, we found 15,000 fraudulent votes for Donald Trump in
They wouldn't
Nevada
do that.
or Arizona.
They wouldn't do that.
They would. They would do
No,
that.
they wouldn't. You know why? Because they were the same people who were saying, "Oh, trust the votes, trust the votes, trust the votes."
Nah, that's how they're gonna secure the election, though.
Nah, bro, I think it's just gonna outright win it. If
You,
you
th-
see the video I texted you,
you said
you
what?
you'll understand why. I said, if you see the video I texted you, you'll understand why.
I don't. I don't got my phone, so I couldn't
I think it's you.
send it in the Discord. But yeah, I was sitting here and I'm like, damn, bro, like we keep seeing a lot just out in the open in the news with it, like, oh, these fraudulent voter registrations. I'm like, bro, listen, there's something different from last year that they wasn't doing this year. And the thing was well, not last year, the last election was no one mentioned anything about fraudulent voter registration or fraudulent votes until the morning after the election. That's when it
That's
came
fair.
up, right? But what are they
Okay.
doing different this time? They're bringing it up as a constant recurrence over and over and over again, right? One,
Yeah.
they're not reassuring the voters that, their vote is going to really matter, right? But two is they it's part of the setup, right?
Hold on. We're getting all these fraudulent vote things though through Twitter. We're not getting it through mainstream media.
No, it's coming through mainstream media. Especially like, all right, Pennsylvania, I know for sure. MSNBC, they posted a whole news snippet about it, right?
Okay.
But that's just coming from like the mainstream media of like the left of all time lefts, right? But it's
Okay.
a common occurrence that it's keep coming up. You get what I'm saying? And they're bringing up the past, like, oh, what happened in Georgia? I think this morning I read, oh, I put it in there that Arizona. And I'm like, bro, they keep bringing this up. They keep bringing this up. How could they use this to flip it? Now, I'm on my Alex Jones shit right now. If you haven't noticed, is I think Alex Jones, he got a point, but I think he's missing like one key thing is I don't think they're gonna rig the election for Kamala to win. They're gonna rig it to make it look like Trump cheated.
I don't think so. I just don't think so. Personally, I just don't. I get where you're coming from. I
Mm-hmm.
just don't think it's a strategy. I don't think it's a good strategy because if that is the case, and let's just say, oh, Trump cheated, they have to prove it. That goes against everything they said in 2020. Everything that was said in 2020 about how our elections are safe and secure, all that other shit. If they flop and start calling cheating for the other side, it's too easy. It's too easy for Republicans to go, oh, now you want to believe in cheating. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but there's one factor that comes into play that the Republicans didn't have back then.
What?
Elon Musk.
Help me understand.
But yeah, so the factor is it's Elon Musk, the
Okay.
king of technology, right?
Okay.
I'm not saying, oh, he's the reason why there was illegal votes, right, or invalid voter registration. But they're gonna twist it where you have the kingpin of uh modern technology, right? And
Sure.
I think that's how they're gonna try to spin it in that case. But
What do you mean?
I don't think it's necessary because, for instance, right, you got the man who advanced technology. I would say at least 10, 15 years when it comes to just modern technology. He's advanced
Okay.
everyone 10 to 15 years by
Okay.
himself, right?
Okay.
What say he had? Now I'm just talking far left, right? I'm talking. That's how I'm talking right now. Let's say what would you say that he didn't have a hand in participating in fraudulent votes with manipulating the
Elon,
machines? Yeah, you see
I
what I'm saying?
mean,
That
argument could
it
be
it's
made, but
it's very
that's a very bold statement without any evidence on the
evidence,
Democratic Party's
but
part.
that's the common theme here. That has been the
I just feel
common
like
theme this whole election.
I just feel like if you already know that you have the setup, if in 2020 Nancy Pelosi comes out and says, "We're not worried about the Republicans winning. We already have it set," right?
Mm-hmm.
Opening up the border, letting all the illegals come in, voting in Texas, voting in Arizona, voting in Nevada, right?
Mm-hmm.
Border states. If I already know, have the game set, why am I gonna let him have a possibility of winning? You see what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that's the point I don't get. I wouldn't even give him a chance. You see what I'm saying? And so the big push now is get everybody out, vote early. That's big, the big Republican push. Go out and vote early so that way we can stop the steal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Early polling numbers came out, and it's not looking good.
Oh, did it?
Everything that's what I just sent you.
I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna look at it.
It's not looking good. It's looking in favor of Kamala. That's the early votes. This is
Mm-hmm.
before November 2nd. Now, is there
November
a
5th.
chance? Is there a chance on day of that it'll change? There's a chance. Sure. But as it sits right now, early voting ballots,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Democrats came out in fucking droves
Mm.
compared to Republicans. Granted, we got a lot more participation from Republicans,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, I just don't see a path. Now, if it was opposite, where Republicans have a fucking big drove, they're coming out in the fucking millions to vote and blase blase, and I'd be like, you know what, yeah, that checks out. But because I'm not seeing that turnout, I'm not seeing the numbers,
Mm-hmm.
right? And the uh the website this guy used is CNBC, and these are early predictions. These could be wrong,
Yeah.
right?
They
But
could be skewed.
they could be skewed.
Yeah.
But based off what I'm seeing, it don't look good. Here's the thing, right? If I was really afraid of Trump winning the election, I wouldn't be focusing on celebrities.
Mm-hmm.
I would be focusing on narrative painting, making him look bad.
But they've been doing
They
that
did
before
some,
the election.
but they did some of that.
Yeah.
But they didn't. You see what I'm saying? Like I
Mm-hmm.
would be talking about the felonies. I would be talking about, you know what I'm saying? Like last ditch effort. The celebrities are not a last ditch effort.
Nah.
There is security. You see what I'm saying?
That's yeah. They did the same
Last
thing with Obama.
Yeah. Last ditch effort is all hands on deck. He is a fucking racist, sexist, pedophile, whatever you want to
Rapist.
call it, right? Rapist, whatever, right?
Yeah.
That's what I would be doing nonstop. And the fact that I'm not seeing that, and it's just a lot of like celebrities who are like, you guys got to do the right thing, and a lot of pandering. That doesn't tell me last ditch effort. That tells me we're making an effort just in case, but we're not worried about it. That's the big like takeaway I have. And when
Mm-hmm.
I look at the early poll results that we're seeing on a state by state basis, like this guy broke it down, It's not looking good. It's not looking good,
You
bro.
said MSNBC put that out.
Yeah. Early polls, or I don't know, bro. MSNBC or CNBC, whatever the fucking. Just look up early poll results and see if you find anything. But what I'm saying is, I
So
just
I don't know. I don't know what you looked at, but I'm actively as of 1 day ago.
gotta pull up
It,
the.
MSNBC News put out Trump will likely declare victory early. Don't jump to conclusion, and I'm gonna read through this a little bit, but I think they're breaking it down just by the swing states.
I feel like that's a false flag.
Yeah, no, yeah.
That's
I'm not
because
seeing just skimming. I'm not seeing the information that.
you got to pull up that guy's video, and I don't know when he recorded it too. That's another thing. It
Okay.
could have been put out today, but it was like recorded 2 days ago.
Oh, really?
Right? It could have been. I don't know. That's what I don't know. I put it in the chat though. It's there for you. But
Trump suggests releasing poll results. He dislikes should be illegal. What?
that's just fake. That's just
No,
fake news.
that's yeah.
But at the end of the day, bro, I'm not feeling very confident. I was watching a video of 25 reasons I should feel confident just to make myself feel better.
Still not feeling better,
I didn't finish it,
huh? But
but
man,
I don't know, man.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie, dog. Like I was just sitting here, man, and I was watching like so like look. I was watching the interview that totally unrelated from politics or whatever, and it kind of dawned on me because he was talking about like the Trojan horse. What would be the
Oh, you thought,
so
yeah.
what would be the Trojan horse in this election? Well, we already see the Trojan horse. They played their Trojan horse out in the open. That's how they're playing it, and it's these fraudulent voter registrations or these fraudulent voters. You know what I mean? Registered voters. You get what I'm saying?
But see, I just feel like that opens up a bigger can of worms because those are vehicles that they've utilized. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And like
but
that doesn't, when
there's
you look at the
go
grand
ahead.
scheme of things, you look at agendas, they're trying to make it so that way illegal immigrants can vote. They're trying to make all these illegals that came in illegally registered to vote. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So why would they then shine a light on bad ballots and all this other stuff if their whole game set plan is to do what they did in California?
the Trojan horse method,
California,
bro.
bro, California is a blueprint for the rest of the United States. That's the thing.
Mm,
And that's where the primary votes come from, California.
yeah,
I think when the last time California flipped red, they
the,
set a match, not a match, but they set a game plan in motion
in
from that point
1988.
forward to always keep California blue.
How could we do it?
Exactly. And so I think once they figured out how to do it in California, how to set it to where it's always going to be blue, now that's the blueprint for the US. And I think we're seeing that blueprint
Yeah, because they're
illegal.
doing it. They're doing it in Florida. They're doing it in Illinois. They're doing it in New York. They're doing it
Exactly.
in. Okay. Yeah,
And at the
because
time in California, social media didn't exist. So it was all done under the table.
because
Nobody knew
let me
the
read you the
numbers.
map,
Nobody was
right?
like,
All the
yeah.
places where they have a high volume of illegal immigrants. You got Illinois, okay. You got Florida, say that turned
Mhm.
blue, and you got New York, which is already blue. That's automatically the win.
Yeah. But I don't think they're gonna flip Florida. I don't think Florida's gonna flip. I think Florida, because of their governor, I don't think it's gonna flip. That's just me giving you my honest opinion.
But that
Because
ain't
of Ron
here's
DeSantis.
here's the thing about the Democratic Party. They play the long game, dog. They don't play the for now. They play the long
So
game.
so here's the thing though, right? You're right. However, here's my argument to that. This is not a long game scenario. This is the setup.
Mm,
Let's just say we throw him the bone. All right, Trump, you get one last year. You do
yeah.
what you got to do,
But
right?
we already put in place all these pre measures in Florida, in
Exactly.
New York, Pennsylvania,
Exactly. Insurance
possibly.
policy.
Michigan possibly. Well, that guarantees 300 votes before the election even start.
Hmm.
Damn.
Like I said, if you look at the numbers, right,
Yeah.
almost all of Americans have already voted.
Oh, really? Yeah, I gotta look at the numbers.
Bro, gotta pull up that video.
All
Because
right,
almost all of America has voted already. Almost, not all,
I'm gonna react to
but
it.
like
I'm gonna react to it and put it on the.
on the channel.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yo, have you put out those other two that we did?
I put out one. I gotta do the other two, but I'm gonna
Today
do.
would be the day.
I'm
And
gonna
here,
put this one out first. The one I'm recording us right now. I'm gonna put this one out first, and then I'm gonna go back and do the other
I was
ones.
gonna say, because today would be the day. Right before, if we can get it out today and get people educated on what happened in 2020 and how Georgia was, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, that was that long video, which it won't require much editing for that one. That one is what it is. We did pretty good on that one, so but
but at the end of the
definitely,
day, man, this is the blueprint. And like I said, I look to California because California is where it all started.
yeah,
And California has not voted red since then.
since '88.
And when they try to get out Gavin Newsom, he still wins. If you poll just everyday Americans, you walk around and say how you feel about Gavin Newsom, they're gonna tell you they fucking can't stand the guy. Most people
In California.
cannot stand Gavin Newsom in California.
Wow, that's tough.
Most people hate the governor. So why is he still in office?
They laid the
I'm not.
blueprint.
I don't know. I don't know about the illegal immigrant part, but what I do know is if there is a method to keep people in office, they've perfected it in California. That's what I'm trying to say. We could
Mm,
say, yeah, they utilize the illegal immigrants, sure. Or maybe the fucking votes are just being, you know, screwed with. I feel like that's less likely. The more likely is the fact that they don't require voter ID in California. Anybody can go up. And if I'm an illegal immigrant who lives in California and I have an address, guess what? I can go ahead and just fucking vote. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I don't know. All right, man. So here's my thing, right? Yeah, you
Mhm.
got California, you got Texas. Those are the two biggest, you know,
State.
delegated states, right? But
Mhm.
let's be real. I feel like this is just me talking. All right, I'm just gonna give you my little ramble. I feel like
Mhm.
the delegated votes in California don't hold as much weight as it used to, especially now. You talking the last time they updated them were fucking what? It used to be like 47 back in like the early 2000s, and they gave them more. And I don't think it holds that same weight as it do now than it did back then. Because if you ask me, you got a lot more people migrating from the west to more of the the Central Americas and that southeast area. But I don't know what really determines how many delegated votes each state get.
I think I
Electoral
think it's
votes,
the
my bad.
population. I think it's the population.
You think so? Like the sheer numbers is how it's determined.
If there is more people in Nebraska than there is in California, who do you think's going to get more
But do you think there's
like
more people in California than there are in Texas?
now I think there is. Why?
Is there more
Why?
Democrats in California?
No. With this, it's not based off of Democrats and Republicans. Remember, population dictates. Look it up. Look it up.
Let me see.
Population dictates the amount of electoral votes, right? If I'm a sanctuary city, do you think my population is going to go up or down?
Allocated among the state based on the census. Every state is calculated a number of votes equal to the number of senators and representatives in the U.S. congressional delegation.
What factors in the represent? What factors that in? How many people get represented, right?
Yeah.
How do you factor in a number of representatives?
Let me see. All right. All right. Let me copy this.
Find my doggone belt.
Let's see.
Have you seen my belt? Okay.
Each state sends 2 senators to represent their state in the U.S. Senate. However, in the House of Representatives, a state's representation is based on its population. For
Oh.
example, the smaller states like Vermont and Delaware have one representative, while large states like California have 53.
And so if you can increase the population in these states, right? You increase the representatives, you increase the electoral votes. So if these swing states start becoming overpopulated with illegal immigrants, their electoral votes are going to increase over time. Like you said, they play the long game.
So
So let's say we let Trump win this.
California as of July 2023 had uh 38 million 39 million people in its population. Texas was short by 9 million.
Now, a lot of people from California have then migrated to Texas. That is true.
Yeah.
How often do they redo the population? How often do
I
they
think it's like every
redo a
two
lot of these?
years. Every 2 to 4 years or something like that they do the census. So
So over time, it's going to change. But
mm-hmm.
this is, we're watching the setup. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, they don't want Trump in because he's going to disrupt that. They're going to try to deport these people who are undocumented, all that good stuff, right?
Yeah.
And that's going to be what it is. But I feel like that is the game plan. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because now, if I can move these illegals into other states, if I can give them the right to vote, a path to citizenship, give them
Sway
a
the
place to live,
opinion.
sway the opinion, keep them on the government teat for the rest of their life, similar to what they did with the African American vote, right?
Yeah.
And keep them voting Democrat forever. They're going to replace an entire population of Americans.
Yeah. How long do you think they'd take them to do that though? So like, all right.
I
So
think if Trump gets in, it's going to be a lot longer.
okay, say he doesn't. You think by 2028 like it's pretty much
No,
like
I think by what is it, 2032? And by 20, or is it? Is it 32 or 34 that we're gonna? No, it's gonna be.
cuz you got
God dang
28,
you.
28, 32, 36.
So I think in 32 it'll be set. We'll see the fruits of the labor in 28, meaning we're not gonna win. Republicans are not gonna win in 28, and I think in 32 that's when it's gonna be chess set.
Checkmate.
Yep.
Damn.
That's why this election is so important though, because if Trump can get in and stop this, it's going to take them longer to set it up. If we can put in policies that mitigate the border issue,
Mhm.
then that will slow down their strategy. Because all it is strategy. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And they played a great strategy, played a great hand. There's a reason why they won't acknowledge the border being wide the fuck open, and they're blaming a bill that went to Ukraine. You see what I'm saying? There's a reason why
Yeah.
they just closed it up recently,
Yeah.
only because of the optics, and they need to get back into office.
Yep. But by then the damage is already done. I think we talked about that the
Exactly.
other day.
Exactly.
Sheesh, man. We're in a tough spot as US citizens, bro.
I think I think the turnout is what's going to ultimately decide what happens. Do I think Trump's the end all be all? No.
No,
But I think if we're looking at it in a long sense, he's the only one that people can see and know for sure
can't be bought.
is going to put a blockade. Well, it can't be bought and is going to put a blockade as to what's happening.
Yeah.
He has a good track record. We know what he was able to do, mind you, what he was able to do without knowing anything about
Anything.
being president.
Anything about politics. Well, I'm not gonna say anything about being politics because in order to run a $1 billion business, you gotta know some kind of politics. It just is what it is. But not knowing enough to be a president is one thing, though.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
But that's why it's such a big deal. And I think that they're utilizing the machines. I think the machines have a higher chance of being manipulated. I think that's for certain. I think when you look at the voter registration versus the voter turnouts, that's extremely important because if you're not registered to vote, how are you voting in that state?
Yeah,
Right? I had to register in Missouri in order to vote in Missouri. See what I'm saying?
exactly.
So if you have a higher turnout than what's registered, ding 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 ding, something's fishy, right?
Yeah, it's true.
So that's my honest assessment. And so if we look at the states and all is said and done, we have time to review, right? And let's say Kamala wins, you already know if Kamala wins,
They're not gonna
everybody
give
in their
time
mind
to
is
review.
gonna,
They're gonna
no, they won't.
certify that shit immediately, just like they did Biden.
You're exactly right. But people are gonna push for it. In that time period between November 5th and January 6th, right? In
Mm-hmm.
between that time period, one of two things is gonna happen. MAGA people who vote for Trump and think that he should have a chance to at least do a recount, they're
They're
either
gonna,
going to drag the recount on. Like, what was it? Some states already said they're going to take about a week and a half to tally up all the votes.
yeah,
And that could just be, oh, okay, yeah, you want to challenge us after November 5th? That's fine, but we're still counting votes. And it's just the numbers just going to keep going up. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So I think long game for this. Let's say we lose November 5th. Let's just say we lose, right? Trump
yep.
loses, it's up, right? The next step is going to be they're going to bring up all this evidence of voter, da 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 da. It's going to be the same thing in 2020. No proof, and no judge is going to want to look at it. On
Mm-mm.
January 6th, we're going to have a lot of people upset. They're going to label them extremists. And from that point
I think
forward,
it's
you
January
have
5th this year.
either or.
I
They're
think
going to
it's on the
label
5th.
people who wanted Trump to win extremists over all the evidence
No, it's on
of
the
voter
6th. You're
fraud,
right. It's on the 6th.
all the evidence of voter fraud, everything that we're seeing now, the day before, not even day of, but now
Mm-hmm.
is going to get brought up. God forbid what happens on day of. I'm terrified to see what's going to happen on day of because I think a lot of people are going to start going, look at this. They're going to gaslight the American public.
It's
They're
gonna
going to say,
start
no, no, no.
beforehand. It's gonna start
Yep.
before.
And they're going to gaslight the American public. They're going to say, hey, y'all guys, you listen, you guys don't know. You have no idea. This is the most safe and secure election. Same thing they did in 2020, right?
Yep.
And they're going to start labeling people um, terrorists,
Yep.
domestic terrorists.
Yep.
And so
They already got the bill in place.
if you start protesting publicly, if you start
Martial
doing
law.
anything like that, not even martial law, they're just going to shut it down. You're going to see stories. I'm telling you right now, you're going to see stories of people getting assaulted for protesting. You're going to see stories of police officers wrongfully arresting people who are protesting peacefully. It's going to increase the temperature. They're going to keep blaming Trump. They're going to keep blaming Trump. And then by the time election comes around, one of two things will happen. It's either going to be so fed up where people are going to stop voting, and that's going to set the pace for 2028.
Mm-hmm.
2028 is going to come along. Everybody's going to try to win whatever Republican runs. You're going to try to get them in again. Now
It just
they
won't
already
work.
have stopped. They've already stopped the protests. They've already stopped whatever Kamala puts in place. It's going to make things worse. Not going to make it better. You're going to lose free speech. They're going to go after Elon Musk. I'll tell you right now, they're going as soon as this is over. Fucking November 6th, they are going after Elon Musk. Mark my
I
words,
think
they're
if they
going to
lose, they're
go
gonna go
after
after him
Elon.
before. They're gonna get him for
No,
voter for buying votes.
now if they lose, they will. But if they win, they're
Oh,
still going to go after him.
I don't think they will. I don't think they go
Yes,
for him
they will.
after. I don't think they will.
Yes, they will.
What make you think that?
Because typically what happens is when you point a finger at the machine don't really like that,
Mm.
right? So Trump pointed a finger at the machine, and look what happened to him. Elon Musk is flagrantly just disrespecting the machine. They're going to find lawsuits. They're already trying to do it now to get him for what he did in Pennsylvania. They're going to go after all of his companies. They're going to find some way to put tariffs on his companies. They're going to find some way to get him
He builds
shut
everything in
down off
America,
of
though.
Twitter. I understand that. That doesn't mean anything. You see what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he
Yeah.
built it in America. That doesn't mean anything. They're just going to make it harder for him to do what he's already doing. He's even
Mm.
said this. He did an interview with Tucker Carlson. If they don't win, he's cooked.
Damn.
It's all or nothing. He's cooked. So he's public enemy number one. The day they lose, they're going after him. Then they're going to go after Vance because Vance is the next candidate who's going to be running. They're going to do everything they can to stop Vance from winning in
Yeah, because
2028.
look, if Trump wins, it's up because that sets the pace. That sets the volume and the pace for Vince to come in for the next 4 years after him, and then I'm 90% sure Vivek is on Trump's
Vivek.
cabinet. He's going to be right after. That's 16 years of not a Democrat in office.
If we can keep the election secure.
True.
It's a big if.
But then, who's after Vivek though?
It doesn't matter. Because at the very least, we'll have somewhat of a free and fair elections.
Okay.
At the very least, our elections will not have to be questioned like they are now.
That's true.
If we can set the blueprint now, and that's the thing. The big things that Trump needs to do if he gets in, he needs to secure the border. Number one, he needs to secure the border. Number two, he needs to get all the illegal immigrants out. Number three, he has to, and these are my big three. This could be anybody else's big three. Number three is he has to secure elections moving forward.
Yeah.
Either by going through the machines, going through whatever it is.
Go back old school,
He has
man.
to find
Hand ballots, signed
exactly
and stamped.
find a way to
Carbon
make
copies.
find a way to make it federally mandated to do X, Y, and Z. You know, we can still have early voting, but it has to be in person. Get rid of the mail-in votes because they're super easy to be fixed.
Yeah.
Get rid of that. I would even change out the election machines. And I know we're going to get sued, but I would just change out the machines every year. A different company has to use their machine.
Yep.
That's what I would do if I was in that position. That's what I think he should do, or at least.
But here's the thing: I wouldn't necessarily use the machines. I use them like they were used for before, as a second count. I wouldn't even use them as the primary. Yeah.
No. Yeah.
But here's my last thing is that I feel like if Kamala wins, this props up Michelle Obama to run and win.
I don't think she wants it. I think the reason she didn't do it this time was because of Joe's terrible track record.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it. But I also think she doesn't want to have anything to do with it.
No.
They're in a better position now. The Obamas are in a better position now as not advocates. What's the other word? People who give advice.
Advisors.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
They're in a better position as advisors, as you see Obama did with the
installing Kamala.
Biden campaign. No, with the Biden campaign, they're better at advising from the shadows than actually being in positions of power. Because think about it, right? Think about it this way. It's easier for me to move the strings if nobody knows I'm moving the strings. If I'm the face of it, it's a lot more difficult because I have to deal with the consequences.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
This is just my tinfoil hat since you put me there.
Hey man, my tinfoils is fucking all morning, bro.
I'm saying, man, because at the end of the day, if we lose, we're cooked. Elon Musk cooked. JD Vance gonna try to run in 2028, and I'm gonna tell you right now, they already have what they need in place.
Yeah.
Bet money, January fucking 6th. The day after she gets put into office, that border wide the fuck open. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. They're gonna say, "Oh well, you know," they're not even gonna talk about it. They're
gonna get rid of the passports.
Yep. They won't even mention it. Border gonna be wide the fuck open. None of the shit that they're talking about is gonna happen. It's gonna be more of Joe Biden's policies, but times 1,000. And it's gonna get dark fast. Like it's gonna get dark fast.
Yeah.
Ukraine and Russia, that shit about to go times 1,000. You see what they did under Joe Biden. They're gonna do so much more under Kamala Harris. They're gonna do so much more under Kamala Harris. Oh my God, bro. we really might end up in World War III.
That's what everyone's
If
saying.
I'm being honest, we really might end up in World War III. And if that happens, man, we're cooked. We're cooked.
Not wrong.
So
I see it.
I think the future looks bright. I think Trump still has a chance to pull it off if it's free and fair. But I also know that there's a lot of systems that have been put in place since 2020 that have not been corrected or anything like that. We just saw what happened in Fulton County in Georgia
4 years later.
4 years later, after the fact, right before we head into another election.
Exactly.
So, brother, the future looks bright.
Yeah, man.
I encourage people to go out and vote. Please, please, please go
Please
out
go
and
out and
vote.
vote. Yes.
And if you
Too big to rig.
really too big to rig, if you really want to see where we head, man, I mean, we're gonna be here either way. I'm gonna still be talking about it
Yep.
every day, all day, maybe even a weekend. But make it too big to rig. Talk to your family and friends. Get them educated. Show them links. Show them all the evidence that you can find. It's gonna take a lot of us to stop this, man.
Yeah.
Because I'm not trying to sell doom. I think we're gonna pull it off.
Doom is
I think it's
imminent.
gonna be a tight motherfucking race. I think it's gonna be a tight one.
Yeah.
But that's all I got for now, brother. Man,
Yes,
I'm
man.
losing the elevator. I'm
I'm
gonna
about
call
to.
you when I'm in a.
I got you. I know the perfect thing to do for you. There you go. Yeah, man. Like you said, man, make sure y'all get out and vote. If you haven't already, man, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all tuning into this little discussion. Tinfoil hats was definitely on this time, and I appreciate everything that was that we talked about today. Till the next video. Peace.